Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Makida Daniels and today I'm going to talk about a few books that I think are very good. I started reading them but I didn't finish them for one reason or the other. So these books are, let's start. The first one is from Marlon James and it is A Brief History of 7 Killings. This book is about the failed assassination of Bob Marley. At this time, Jamaica was going through a lot of conflict between the politicians, and Bob Marley wanted peace. He wanted all Jamaicans to be a united front, and he brought these parties together to talk so that Jamaica could work on a better future. But some influential people had no desire for that and they tried to kill him. Now, the narrative is quite interesting because some parts are written in Jamaican patois, which I really like. It's different. We also get to read about Jamaican ghettos, how life is in the ghettos and what people had to endure under the pressure of these gangs. So it's a very engaging book, but I remember that I had ordered a book which I was waiting for quite a while, and when that book arrived I put this one aside. When that book arrived, I put this one aside and didn't pick it up again, and that was about almost a year. But this book keeps staring at me from the shelf like, when are you going to read me? When are you going to read me? So I am definitely going to read this because it is a good book. But you know, when you have a new book coming in and you have this book, and sometimes when you put a book aside, you forget it. This one I'm definitely going to finish. A Brief History of 7 Killings from Marlon James. The second book is Brazil from João Ubaldo Ribeiro. This is a Brazilian writer and he is well known. I've read his Monologue of a Murderer, and Brazil was published in 1984, and I also enjoyed this till page 133, and then I got distracted again. It often happens when I'm reading a book and I get distracted by another book and I will start that one, and yeah, but not that this book wasn't good, that I wasn't enjoying. In fact, it's very well written. It is a family chronicle and it takes place in Brazil, and it's about independence of Brazil. It's about whale hunting. It's about voodoo. It is about slavery and all those interesting themes. So I am definitely going to finish this one also. And then I have Willa Carter. This book, this is her final novel, this Saphira and the Slave Girl. I discovered Willa Carter when I was doing research for my second book. That book is about the runaway slaves in Suriname, and in one of these history books, her name was mentioned about a slave girl, because there is a story in Suriname about a slave girl whose breast been chopped off by her slave owner, her mistress, and in that book Willa Carter's name's been mentioned. So Saphira and the Slave Girl. So I immediately picked it up. I've read 40 pages from the book and it's good, but I got distracted again, so I am going to read to you what it says. In her plain novel, Willa Carter departed from the usual Great Plains settings to plumb the turbulent relationships between slaves and their owners in the antebellum South. Saphira and the Slave Girl is set in Virginia just before the Civil War. Saphira is a slave owner who feels she has come down in the world and channels her resentments into jealousy of her beautiful mulatto slave Nancy. Saphira's daughter Rachel, an abolitionist, opposes her mother's increasingly shocking attempts to persecute Nancy. The struggles of these three strong-willed women provide rich material for Carter's narrative art and psychological insight. So, Saphira and the Slave Girl, Willa Carter. I am going to finish this because I think it is a great book. And also because I want to know what the similarity is between this story and the story of Suriname about the slave owner who chopped the breast of her slave. So I want to know what the similarity is. I also haven't finished Some Great Thing from Lawrence Hill. I really enjoyed his Book of Negro about the slave girl Aminata, and after I've read that book, I decided to purchase me some more Lawrence Hill. I didn't finish this one. I didn't finish it, and I don't know why I didn't, but I came almost half of it I've read. The main character Mahatma returns home after he finished his study in journalism, and he comes home where he finds a job at the local newspaper, and he gets to do these little stories, and finally something great happens where you can say he's in the right place at the right time. This book is about racism, and it is also about social awareness. Now, I don't know if I'm going to finish this one, but we'll see. And the one I'm currently reading is The Darkest Child. I keep reading, so that means it is good. And at first, I thought I was going to dislike it because of the theme is about child abuse, and I don't really like to read about child abuse. But Dolores Phillips is doing such a great job because you don't get constantly to read about the abuse. You get you get the abuse quite often, but there's also other themes in the book that will get your attention and will kind of let you stomach the abuse a bit. I don't know if that makes sense, but I keep reading it, and the writing is so good, and I'm rooting for the main character. So I'm crossing my fingers that it will end well for her, but you never know. But yeah, The Darkest Child. So that was my books that I didn't finish, guys, and I hope you like my video. If you like it, give a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and take good care of yourself, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.